Every morning feels like a small negotiation. You open your eyes and feel it. That stiffness. The one that makes your joints feel like they've been poured in concrete overnight. It's not just discomfort, it's the quiet fear behind it, that you're slowly losing the freedom to move the way you used to. And you're not alone. Over 70% of older adults report that joint pain interferes with their daily life. For many, that pain shows up first thing in the morning, before coffee, before breakfast, before the day has even begun. But what if the food we eat right after waking is either soothing the inflammation or silently making it worse? I'm Dr. Samuel Hartley. I've worked with hundreds of older adults struggling with chronic joint stiffness, especially in the morning. And today, I want to reintroduce you to something familiar: eggs. You've probably heard all kinds of things about them: good, bad, confusing. But recent science shows that eggs might just become your daily partner in joint repair, if you prepare them the right way. Let's walk through how the humble egg can either fuel inflammation or help your joints unlock again. Part 1. The egg that heals or hurts. It depends. At first glance, the egg looks so simple, a perfect little oval, familiar, humble, predictable. But inside that shell lies a paradox, a kind of biological contradiction, capable of either calming your inflammation or quietly fueling it. It depends not on the egg itself, but on how you treat it. You see, eggs are more than just protein. They're packed with compounds that speak directly to your immune system, some that soothe and some that stir the fire. One of the most misunderstood elements inside the yolk is arachidonic acid. It's a type of fat that your body uses to create inflammation, a natural process when you need to heal a cut or fight infection. But when it's out of balance and when it builds up slowly over time, it can tip your body into a low-grade inflammatory state, the kind that settles into joints like fog in an old house. That's where most people stop, fearing the yolk, avoiding the egg altogether. But here's the twist most don't know. That same yolk also carries anti-inflammatory warriors, like ovotransferrin, a powerful compound that regulates immune response. It holds lysozyme, which helps neutralize harmful bacteria and reduce joint irritation. And it contains immunomodulatory peptides, tiny chains that help the body restore balance, not just fight. In fact, a 2023 study from the University of Lleida revealed something astonishing. When eggs were gently prepared at low heat, the healing compounds in the yolk remained intact, and inflammation markers dropped by more than 40% in subjects with chronic joint issues. That's not magic. That's molecular care. But here's the part that matters most. It's not just what you eat. It's how you cook it and what you pair it with. A hard-fried egg in processed oil? It flips the whole chemistry toward inflammation. But a soft-boiled egg, served with greens, turmeric, and olive oil? Now you're creating a meal that tells your joints, calm down, I've got you. This is where nutrition becomes a kind of quiet conversation between your intention and your body's needs. So the next time you reach for an egg, don't just think about cholesterol. Think about what story you're telling your cells. Are you adding to the noise or offering a note of calm? Because healing often lives not in extremes, but in the way we hold the middle. Part 2. A gentle ritual for joint support. Sometimes, healing begins with the simplest act: boiling water, peeling a shell, sitting down before the day rushes in. I often tell my patients that not every medicine comes in a bottle. Some come with steam, some with color, some in the soft texture of a perfectly cooked egg. This is the ritual I recommend, not as a prescription, but as a quiet offering back to the body, the soft-boiled egg ritual. It's simple, it's specific, it's deeply intentional. 3 mornings a week, prepare 1 soft-boiled egg, cooked gently for 6 minutes, just until the white is set. But the yolk remains golden and warm. Serve it beside a small bowl of lightly wilted spinach, tossed with a pinch of turmeric and a drizzle of cold-pressed olive oil. That's it. No powders, no perfection. Just 3 ingredients, and your care. But why this combination? Why does it work? Let's start with the egg. When cooked softly, not fried, not overdone, the egg's ovotransferrin and peptides stay intact. These compounds help regulate immune activity and calm inflammation where it gathers, including your joints. Spinach adds something deeper. It's rich in magnesium, a mineral many people over 60 are quietly deficient in. Magnesium supports muscle relaxation and joint mobility. It doesn't shout, it whispers. But the body listens. Turmeric, that golden root, has long been known for its ability to ease inflammation, but its magic only activates fully when combined with healthy fat, and the egg yolk provides just that. Together, this trio doesn't just reduce joint discomfort, it becomes a small system of nourishment, each element enhancing the others, each bite telling the body, "I'm not at war with you anymore." One of my patients, Thomas, once said, "I didn't expect much, but I liked the routine. And by week 2, my knees didn't ache on the stairs. That was enough for me to keep going." And that's really the secret. It's not about drastic change, it's about consistency, presence, gentleness. If you want to try this yourself, use fresh organic eggs when possible. Cook at 145 degrees Fahrenheit, 63 degrees Celsius, to preserve delicate proteins. Pair with a quiet morning. No phone, no rush. Just breath, food, and awareness. Because this isn't a trend, it's a return. To your body, to your needs, to something sacred in the small. This isn't just a breakfast, it's a practice of remembering. Your joints still matter. You still matter. Pause for a moment. Think about how you usually eat your eggs. Scrambled hard, with toast and orange juice. What if that combo is secretly making your joints stiffer? Try this softer approach for 1 week. And if you feel something shift, come back and tell us. Your small change might help someone else loosen their morning too. Part 3. Healing isn't perfect. It's a mosaic. There's something deeply human about wanting to feel whole again, but aging teaches us a quiet truth. Wholeness doesn't mean going back. It means reassembling, sometimes with new pieces, sometimes with the same ones, just placed differently. I often share this image with my patients. Your body is like a cherished family recipe, the kind your grandmother once made from memory. A pinch of this, a handful of that, no measurements, just rhythm. But over time, the ingredients shift. Your bones hold less density, your joints whisper instead of roar. Your metabolism no longer moves like fire, it flickers. So, the recipe tastes different, not worse, just older, and in need of rebalancing. That's where food stops being just fuel and becomes memory work, a quiet rebuild of what was lost, with care. I like to think of this healing process as an eggshell mosaic, fragile on the surface, but strong in its reassembly. Every crack tells a story. Every choice you make, especially in what you eat, becomes a small act of rejoining the pieces. Even the decision to eat the yolk again, after decades of being told it's too much, is an act of reclamation. Because that yolk, the very part we were once told to fear, holds what your joints have been silently asking for. Cholesterol, not the villain, but the building block for cellular repair. Fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, and K2, crucial for bone and cartilage health. Lipids and growth cofactors that support synovial fluid and connective tissue. Discarding it in favor of egg whites may feel clean, but it's like trying to glue a broken vase with just water. You're missing the binder, the strength, the substance. I had a patient, Ellen, in her late 60s. She told me, "I've been eating egg whites for years. I thought I was doing the right thing. But I still woke up with my fingers stiff like frozen twigs." We made one change. Soft-boiled whole eggs, 3 times a week, paired with greens and turmeric. Within a month, she wasn't just moving more easily. She was enjoying breakfast again. Because that's what healing really is. Not perfection, not getting it right, but choosing with intention to rebuild something meaningful from the cracks. To look at your own body, and instead of mourning what's gone, begin creating something even more beautiful from what still remains. Bonus insight. What you pair with your eggs matters more than you think. Lately, there's been a swirl of confusion online. Videos warning that eggs mixed with fruit or juice might trigger inflammation. I've had patients ask me, "Doctor, should I stop eating eggs with oranges? Is that why my knees ache?" It's a fair question. But here's the truth. The science doesn't support the fear. A comprehensive 2023 review by the NIH found no direct link between eating eggs with fruit and increased joint inflammation. especially in healthy older adults. What they did find, though, was far more interesting and far more useful. It's not the egg alone, it's what you put around it. Think of every breakfast as a kind of conversation. You can either speak in harmony with your body's needs or drown it out with noise. Take Margaret, 68, one of my longtime patients. She used to start her mornings with scrambled eggs cooked in canola oil, served with white toast and a glass of orange juice. It felt healthy. It was fast. But her knees told a different story. Stiff, achy, slow to bend. We didn't add supplements. We didn't cut the eggs. We simply changed the company they kept. She swapped her routine for poached eggs, gently placed on steamed kale and sweet potato, with a splash of olive oil and a warm cup of ginger tea. 6 weeks later, her knees moved with 15 degrees more range. But more importantly, she said she looked forward to breakfast again. That's what real change feels like. Not restriction, not anxiety. Just one small shift, repeated with care. Because it's not about perfection. It's about alignment. Between your food, your body, and the way you want to move through the day. Maybe healing doesn't arrive with fanfare. Maybe it begins with the most ordinary thing. An egg, cracked open before sunrise, cooked slowly, without hurry. Maybe it's not about controlling inflammation, but about restoring trust between you and your body, between your mornings and your movement. Each time you boil that egg, you're not just feeding your joints. You're sending a message to yourself. I'm choosing care today. I'm choosing presence. Not every day will feel smooth. Not every step will come easy. But when you return to that one small ritual, again and again, you begin to notice what's no longer stuck in your knees, in your hands, in your spirit. Because healing isn't a destination. It's a rhythm. And sometimes it begins with a soft yoke, a quiet bowl, and a morning that finally feels like yours again. If you decide to try this small ritual, the soft egg, the greens, the stillness, watch how your mornings respond. Does something shift in your knees, in your breath, in the way you rise from your chair? Try it for 7 days, not to prove anything, but to offer your body a little steadiness. And if something changes, even a little, come back. Leave a note here, not just for us, but for someone else who may be quietly carrying the same ache. Because this space isn't just a comment box. It's a place for morning stories, for small victories, for signs that healing still happens, especially when we choose to begin again, together.